when I started investigating and looking into, what was driving these improvements, that presented the next hurdle, and that was that they had a new instructional leader and a new principal in the building who had started that very year that these huge improvements were made. That posed a real problem in terms of the solutions journalism kind of mandate of not focusing on a person or a personality, because that's not replicable. So we really had a challenge there, because this particular principal is extremely charismatic and smart and interesting. She is a valid person to look at, but because of the broader mission of solutions journalism and really what you're trying to do in these stories, we made a choice to use this principal, Anne Reese, as kind of a character of interest, but to focus very intensively on, well, what were the new things that she brought to the building? What did she actually do? That raised the question of, is this a story about leadership? Could you do a solutions journalism story on how do you build a good leader? What goes into leadership? And there may be that story down the line. We decided no, we would focus on these instructional changes that she made, which really permeated the building, and it wasn't about importing a new curriculum or anything like that. It was about shifts in instructional practice, and as I say, they affected everything in the building, from the way parents were treated to the way teachers were scheduled to what actually happened in the classroom. So I had to, get in there and spend some time in the classroom and really see a third grade teacher putting this into practice with his kids. I had done an interview with this third grade teacher beforehand, so I knew what to look for, and I understood what he was doing when he was gathering the kids in a circle and breaking them off into groups. I understood sort of the concept behind what he was doing, and I wouldn't have otherwise. It wouldn't have been immediately apparent. So I think that is important to sort of know what you're seeing beforehand. You have sort of some flags to look for. Not necessarily, no. I really think, and this is what I say to everybody who asks me what we're doing, I really think it's investigative reporting with a slightly different angle. We're usually investigating failure and the mechanics of failure and who's part of this failure, who's to blame. And this is the same, in any story about corruption or malfeasance of some sort. This is the same thing. Who's part of the success? How does it happen? Why did it happen? What needed to be overcome to make it happen? It's the same thing. It's identifying the players. It's looking at the data and the research. It's going deep. It's sort of mining your sources. It's all the same stuff. I really think solutions journalism is just solid enterprise. It's looking in a different place than we usually look, but it's the same process.